Hai guys, welcome back di VaraTV. Jadi hari ini kita masuk episode kedua, ya kan? Setapannya juga udah berbeda. Kalau kemarin kita kan berasa di ruang konferensi gitu ya,
lebih
Bu.
cocok.
Sekarang lebih cocok.
Iya.
Jadi lo mungkin
mewah
agak
banget.
Ih, gila, bukan
gila,
lagi. Ini
Varawedding.
jauh loh. Ini ada special stylist yang ini untuk
Oh
buat
my
konsep
God.
yang oke banget ya.
Ruangan aja
Ada
bisa
siapa
kayak gini.
anyway? Kemarin Anda
Oh,
tidak
oke.
ada.
Oke.
Jadi hari ini kita masuk ke episode kedua ya kan. Setelah episode pertama kemarin kita udah sempet ngobrol-ngobrol cantik tuh sama ibu-ibu cantik ya kan. Hari ini juga aku ditemani nih sama co-host aku yang baru cantik banget. Silakan banyak siapa?
Halo, namaku Sheila. Salam kenal ya semuanya.
Salam kenal semuanya. Oke, jadi hari ini Sheila akan nemenin aku untuk ngobrol-ngobrol lebih banyak lagi sama wedding experts kita yang pastinya nggak kalah cocok dari yang kemarin ya kan. Oke.
Kita bakal ngobrol-ngobrol lebih lanjut lagi ya,
Pasti.
Ji, sama Varawedding experts
Yes.
nih. Pokoknya di sini kita bakal ngobrolin apa aja sih yang dikerjain oleh Varawedding expert di Varawedding ini
Bener,
ya
pengen
kan?
tahu dong ya kan. Karena kemarin aku
Iya.
belum sempat bahas itu.
Oh oke, bagus banget berarti sekarang adalah waktunya kita buat bahas ini.
Hai, so welcome ladies.
Thank you, Ji.
Thank you, Sheila.
Welcome in VaraTV ya kan.
Cantik banget ya, Ji.
Parah, gila. Kamu juga cantik kok sis ya
Oh,
kan. Pokoknya aku seneng
selalu,
banget karena di
sis.
episode kali ini banyak banget yang cantik-cantik gitu ya kan. But firstly, pasti kalian pengen tahu mereka siapa. So firstly, I have Nona here. Nona, can you please introduce yourself?
Sure, thank you Aji, thank you Sheila
Yeah.
for having us. So my name is Nona, I'm from the Netherlands. I'm in Bali for 3 years and I'm mostly involved with the Western weddings and of course also assisting on the Indian weddings and Indonesian weddings
Oh,
as well.
wow.
And Irma Rashmi will tell you more.
Okay, so Rashmi, can you tell us more about yourself?
Sure, thank you Aji and Sheila for having us here. I am Rashmi, I'm from India. I've been in Bali since 2 years already.
Oh wow.
And I'm taking care of Indian market as well as Western market.
Okay.
We try and arrange also a lot of Indonesian, and we try to help with other types of wedding, not only Western or Indian. But yeah, that's about me.
Oh, you're so multitasking ya, Bollywood lady.
Thank you, Aji.
And the one and only Mbak cantik di sini.
Irma.
Thank you
Silahkan.
ya, thank you for welcoming us too. And aku harus ngomong
Ini
Indo
bahasa
apa
Indonesia
Inggris
aja,
nih?
Indo aja nggak apa-apa ya.
Campur-campur
Campur sari ya, Wak.
Oke,
Ya,
baik.
campur
Aku
aja
bisa
deh.
Jawa juga.
Oh, itu Jawa. Gila.
Oke, baik. Perkenalkan, aku Irma.
Hai.
Aku Balinese.
Based ya.
Ya base, originally-nya
Emang dari Bali?
Iya, dari Bali dan
Oh.
nationality-nya of course Indonesia.
Indonesia
dong.
kecuali
Iya,
dalam
benar.
orang-orang.
Dasar lo ya.
Oke, jadi Mbak Irma apa
Aku
nih?
basicnya sih pegang local
Asian
market
sama
ya,
lokal.
Asian juga. Sometimes having Western market too, and both of us are helping
Pokoknya
each other.
helping each
Ya,
other
benar
ya.
banget,
I
benar.
see.
Jadi
Just
Varawedding
depend,
expert
benar.
di sini tuh pada ini ya semuanya
membantu.
saling membantu semuanya.
Iya.
Jadi walaupun kita punya banyak departemen yang internasional sama domestik, tapi tetap kita bakal tetap backing up satu sama lain sih.
Betul banget.
Gitu.
Oke, jadi abis ini kita bakal tanya-tanya tadi. So we have a few questions to ask you girls. So you ready for it? Because this is the questions.
Okay, Nona, I have questions for you. So as a Varawedding expert, could you tell us more about how is your approach to your clients?
Sure. So many of my clients are from different parts of the world, so we're working with different time zones. We prefer to keep everything on email, so it's clear for everybody, it's easy to look back. And in the meantime, we are available on WhatsApp or Zoom calls or Skype calls, and we always check when the client is free and when we are free to make sure that we fit in their time schedule and meet them in the communication way that's also easiest for them. Like some couples, they ask a lot of questions. They want to have more chit chat in between, and other couples they just want to know the prices, for example, and different options. So depending on how much the couple wants to talk and how they want to talk, we are happy to accommodate.
Oh, so anytime they need to contact you, they can always reach out to you, yeah?
Yes. We try to keep it within our office hours, but because of the time zones, if it happens that we have to work outside our office hours, we understand. And of course, building up closer to the wedding, then we're even more flexible.
I see.
How about two of you? Is it the same, or you have a special approach to your clients?
Maybe you can go first.
Maybe
I go first.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe Mbak Irma first.
Yeah, surely. For me, especially because I'm more in touch with local people. Local people at first maybe through the email when we are dealing before dealing as well and informing the proposal or budgeting. And after that, we are more into WhatsApp. It is because
it's
we have
easier.
different habit.
Right.
Because sometimes when I text them into email and then they just reply me to WhatsApp, it's different types. Sometimes we do phone call and Skype call. It's depend.
But the most important one, like, you always be there to assist them.
That's right.
Yeah,
especially for local one.
we
We have to be at any time.
So even now you hold your phone, all the time,
That's right. Yeah, you know it.
I know it. So,
That's
maybe
yours,
Rush.
me.
Yeah, I think both of them have accommodated most of the points, but for my personal approach to my clients that I might have, I try to begin with the blueprints, and I try to begin with giving more of information than before they deal with us, so that they understand what is our idea and our perspective of working like. Because I think and I believe that when you're planning a wedding, it's not only about how is my rundown going to be, or how is my team going to be. You also have to think a lot about families or the relatives who are attending, like the guests. And especially if I talk about Indian weddings, the guests and the family are equally important, like equally. So you cannot so the team also has to be a little more sensitive, just like with Indonesian market. I think we have to be
Most
extra
likely.
sensitive, we have to be that extra caring, we have to have that extra eye for the details.
Also super detailed.
Yes, so I think we always have this. And as far as my approach is concerned, I think I try and feel that making your couple comfortable is the foremost of planning. And that once your couple is comfortable with you, like the bride and the groom feels like sharing each and every detail with you, the more the merrier. And then you can of course talk to the family.
Chemistry.
Yeah.
We call it chemistry.
Yeah.
Once your couple is really comfy with you, and then it's just like being a friend, maybe.
And it's
Then you
also a
feel-
very
Yep.
beautiful
Yes,
process
I know,
when your
I
couple
know.
starts to put trust in you, and you know the family is also talking to you, and it just goes like a knife on a butter.
Even I heard that sometimes they also invite you for lunch or dinner.
Oh yes, of course they do.
That is one of the bonus.
Jadi
So,
klien
so
kita itu
clear, ya?
seperti teman kita juga ya.
Parah, bener. Jadi aku suka banget sih maksudnya cara kerja our wedding expert, like they really pay attention to how to build like a good emotional relationship with the couples, which is that is
Ya, karena itu
excellent.
penting banget
Iya.
kan.
Bener banget,
Kita
iya.
harus nempatin posisi kita
Iya,
juga di posisi
agree.
mereka. Terus
Agree.
kita harus kayak psikiater jadinya sih.
Iya.
Kurang lebihnya ya. Karena kita bakal ketemu dengan banyak orang, nggak cuma keluarga mereka juga gitu loh. Jadi
Bener.
involving dengan banyak.
Jadi kita juga involve secara emosional ke klien
Yes.
kita.
Yes.
Soalnya kan banyak juga kan klien kayak mereka udah sibuk kerja, mereka udah pusing ngurusin pekerjaan mereka mungkin di rumah dan harus bikin wedding lagi. Nah, disitulah kita kita bisa membantu mereka sih sebagai Varawedding experts ini.
Okay, clear enough ya kan? Thank you guys. So after that, I have a second question. Yeah. So after the wedding finished, Okay, so right after you handled wedding and your couple's happy, do you guys like make contact with them accordingly? Maybe I can ask Rashmi first.
I think yes, of course.
Yeah.
After the wedding is finished, I'm still in touch with almost all of my clients, I would
Wow.
say. And yeah, the group is still active. We are still
Really?
talking. Yes.
So it's not you exit the group after wedding finished.
No, there's still a lot of conversation going on, especially now during the times of Corona. You have to be extra
Yeah,
loving. You have to
exactly.
just show that care.
Yeah.
And I think it's just very warm when some
Yeah.
couple text you saying hi, how are you,
Yeah,
hoping
I
everything is
know.
well with you.
I know.
You feel so good about it. So I think yes, making a
also-
good relationship and staying in touch with them after the wedding is also a very nice thing.
I see. Wow. Yeah, I would also definitely do that.
Yeah.
It's nice to have more friends, to be
Sure.
honest,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So if you're a couple like coming from Singapore or India, maybe you go there and you can just chit chat and catch up with them.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Great. And how about
That's
you? You also do these things.
Yeah, surely most of our couples, like previous couple too, then becoming friends or even becoming a new family for me, and they're really great for me because like yeah, we've like bound to each other for a long time, and that is not stop right after the event ending.
Because
That's
the wedding
really great,
planning
yeah.
also like I mean like most of the time it takes like 1 year or 2 years
That's
with a
right.
right?
Yeah.
Jadi
So
kadang
for
udah
the
jadi
long
kayak
term.
teman
Udah
dekat
jadi
ya.
teman kayak best
Iya.
friend.
Bahkan kadang kalau klien kita misalkan udah punya anak atau udah punya
Iya,
baby,
bener banget.
kita
Dia masih
bisa
sering
masih
ini
keep
kan.
in touch.
Kayak diundang ke baby shower gitu pernah?
That's right, ya benar. Kadang-kadang
Serius?
kita suka kayak Irma, ntar inget ya datangnya ke 3 bulanan anak gue atau
Iya.
pas kapan kayak gitu.
Iya
Ya,
sih,
memang
seru.
jadi kayak family gitu kan.
Okay, and you, Nona?
We have an
So you
experience.
also have like contact with your clients after weddings.
Yes, I love it when they send me updates. For example, if the wife is pregnant and they update about that, how's it going, or if they are planning to visit Bali again for a holiday to possibly meet up again. Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
so
it's easier for us as well because when we share through the social media, especially Facebook will always remind us
Oh my
about
God,
their
yeah, I
anniversary,
love
right?
it.
And we'll just send the greetings,
Yes,
sending
yes,
the
yes.
wishes, and they will be great also.
That's so
Yeah.
amazing how social
Yeah.
media keep can connect us well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. And Shella, we have another questions for all of you experts.
Oke, Rumah, boleh kasih tahu nggak ya ke kita untuk wedding preparation kamu sama klien kamu tuh kayak gimana ya kira-kira?
Oke, kalau wedding expert kan biasanya beda-beda nih treatmentnya. Kalau aku nih kebetulan kalau aku dari awal itu adalah preparation untuk proposal budget dulu, itu pasti. Karena mereka harus tahu kan roughly-nya berapa, mau habis berapa, and then next-nya adalah tanya mereka nih, mereka ada kesempatan nggak buat datang ke Bali, gitu, visit ke Bali,
Oke.
karena aku benar-benar suggest buat couple itu untuk datang ke Bali. Kenapa? Karena kalau kamu cuma lihat dari website
Iya,
atau
benar.
aku yang taking picture yang
Iya.
sending ke kalian tuh
Nggak
kayaknya nggak
kuat
akan
ya.
comfy ya, tuh nggak akan benar-benar
Takutnya
buat mereka
nggak
nyaman
sesuai
gitu.
ekspektasi
Benar.
ya.
Benar banget. Setelah inspeksi mungkin nanti kalau misalkan udah ada klik nih gitu, jadi udah deal nih sama aku. Jadi nextnya itu kita mulai pemilihan vendor, biasanya kayak gitu. Jadi disinilah biasanya waktu yang akan agak cukup lama nih kan. Kenapa? Vendor kan pilihannya banyak banget tuh.
Benar.
Terus biasanya itu nggak akan datang dari rekomen kita doang gitu, karena aku yakin banget dari sekian teman-teman couple itu kan pasti ada yang udah pernah ngasih rekomen kan, pakai sini, pakai situ kayak gitu. Tapi kalau menurut aku sih baiknya nih, bagusnya pakai yang pilihan kita. Kenapa?
Iya,
Karena kita udah sering banget kerja bareng kayak gitu. Jadi
Jadi udah
the
tahu
way
ya
komunikasinya itu akan
kerjanya.
jadi lebih baik banget di hari H gitu. Jadi kalau untuk termnya atau jangka
Iya,
waktu
kira-kira berapa lama tuh?
persiapannya tuh mungkin setahun sih ya.
Setahun
tuh
ya?
udah, setahun udah
Itu
maksimal.
idealnya apa paling maksimal?
Ya ideal setahun. Kenapa? Karena ya aku yakin banyak hal sih yang mesti
dipertimbangin
iya
ya kan?
dipersiapkan, kayak misalkan jumlah undangan kayak gitu kan. Jumlah undangan itu biasanya sih kita akan nge-locknya itu 2 bulan sebelum hari H kayak gitu. Jadi biasanya sih undangan sih yang agak susah nih gitu loh.
Karena
Kayak
kalau
tarik
ke
ulur
semua
kan,
range, ya.
benar. Bisa datang atau enggak, terus tiba-tiba deket-deket hari H
Gila.
cancel tuh sampai.
Udah lu siapin kan Bu,
Bener-bener
catering lo udah
Ember.
siapin untuk berapa orang yang tahu yang datang berapa.
Iya,
sedih
itu
ya.
sih kenapa kita suggest kalau biasanya couple sering tanya nih, setahun Kak, nggak kelamaan nih kayak gitu. Kalau menurut aku sih idealnya setahun.
Idealnya setahun ya.
Bener.
Jadi nggak terlalu terburu-buru
Nggak
juga.
terlalu- kita sering juga sih ketemu
Depend.
sama
Iya itu gue kepo tuh.
Yang last minute dong.
yang kayak
Oh,
datang
iya,
ke lu
itu.
weddingnya misalnya ini 3 bulan sebelum gitu ada.
Kalau yang last minute quite challenge sih, cuma karena kita udah
Terbiasa
experience
ya.
kan.
Wedding expert soalnya. Yes.
Ember. Jadi kalau udah apa namanya, even itu short term, sebisa mungkin kita pasti bantu karena aku yakin kalaupun mereka yang datang di waktu mendesak itu kan pasti ada banyak alasannya.
Iya benar sih.
Iya.
Tiba-tiba kan maksudnya
Beberapa
orang tua
vendornya
gitu.
biasanya udah pilih sih kalau kayak gitu.
Tapi luckily untuk di Bali sendiri opsi vendors banyak ya. Jadi
Benar.
kalaupun mepet seperti itu
Lu
don't
mau
worry
cari
karena
yang
akan
dari
ada.
yang termurah sampai yang termahal pun
Ada
itu semua
semuanya.
ada.
Tergantung
Gitu.
budget Anda semua bisa diakomodir.
Bener banget. Itu lakinya kalau wedding di Bali ya. Jangan kayak orang
Jangan,
susah.
karena aku
Bener,
langsung
vendor
kayak-
banyak banget.
Iya enggak? Kalau aku sih honestly kan maksudnya kalau wedding di Bali mahal. Ya enggak sih? Ya
Itu
kan?
pasti bayangan
itu
pertama
berarti
kamu
itu
kan.
relatif ya.
Iya
Bisa
dong.
semua tuh bisa diatur.
Iya. Jangan gini, apa
Jangan
namanya?
gangguan.
Benar.
Range-nya banyak sih soalnya.
Yes, betul sekali.
Iya, oke.
Terus juga kenapa kita harus tahun sebelumnya juga untuk persiapan sih, misalkan kamu mau venue di mana, terus
Ya.
tanggal wedding kamu mau yang cantik misalkan, itu kan nggak bisa buru-buru ya kita
Benar.
ngelok, takutnya tanggal yang kamu mau
Ya.
udah ada yang ngambil duluan
Mostly
orangnya.
kalau local
Iya.
couple kan
Harus
mereka ada hari baik kayak gitu.
benar.
Atau
Apalagi
based on
yang
kepercayaan
Chinese
atau
ya.
tradisi. Kalau kita udah ngomongin tradisi, wah panjang.
Jangan bisa ganggu gugat gitu.
Detail banget
Jam
gitu.
segitu
Benar.
tanggal itu kudu cari.
Iya
Iya.
benar.
Dan biasanya rebut-rebutan juga sih venue.
Ngerti,
Kalau
ngerti.
dari tanggal cantik gitu loh.
Untuk
Oke.
hari H juga ya, kapan ketemu bride sama groomnya tuh pengantin mesti ketemu di jam berapa.
Iya.
Itu ada
parah.
jam-jam
Kompleks
gitu.
banget. Oke.
Kalau kita ngomongin details di hari H itu akan panjang sih jadinya.
Panjang, ya.
That's why ya sometimes wedding expert tuh agak gimana gitu.
pinter
Harus
banget
tough
kita
gitu.
manajemennya. I see. Oke, jadi ini untuk local wedding udah
Iya.
Iya,
jelas ya.
kira-kira
And
kayak
then
gitu sih.
another question I wanna ask you, Madam Bollywood. It's because no, I'm so curious. Like when we talk about Indian wedding, like
Yes.
it comes with like a very long day. I could say it takes only 3 days for
Yeah,
Indian
yeah.
wedding. Okay, so I'm really curious. Like, I mean, how's the preparation going?
The preparation, I think, just like Irma said, 1 year is a good time to
Okay.
begin with your wedding planning. But for personally me, if I am a couple and I'm looking to plan my wedding, I would rather do it 6 months before.
6 months.
That is why a lot of my couple, I think, have also started 6 months or 4 months before. So that is our ideal range, wherein the inquiry just comes in at like 6 months earlier or 7 months before the wedding, and everything is like back to back happening. Beginning, like I said earlier, we begin with the blueprints. Like we think of the venue, we pick a venue. After the venue selection is done, I think the other parts are the easier ones. The food, for the food, I think a food tasting is very important as far as Indian weddings are concerned, because yeah, for us food is of the foremost important.
We know it.
And yeah, because all our guests love food.
Exactly.
And being at a destination like Bali, finding a good Indian cuisine, good chef was really a task, but yes, of course we have found our own vendors. And yeah, I think to bring up that standard is very important in terms of food. In terms of decor, everything later becomes a little more easier and comfortable when you have already selected your venue. And then of course we work as per to the budget. We work on the budget preparation. We do RSVPs. We do transportation. We
Wow.
a lot of things is needed. So maybe like day one is a pre-wedding ceremony, which is called a mehendi or a sangeet, or a haldi, which is applying turmeric pastes. So yeah, there are different preparation for those, but also in the meantime I have to load for day 2, which is for my mandap. I have to already begin with that. So then there is a lot of hosh-posh going on around, and I think just being well prepared in advance and just seeking all the permissions well in advance is very important. And I would say just keeping your couple comfortable, understanding their needs is much more important than any other process, because for some of them the food and the decor and the alcohol is so really important, but for some of them the guest is important. For others it's just about an intimate setting, so everything has to be paid additional detail, additional eye to the details. So
Basically sama.
yeah.
So preparation is almost similar.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
for the especially Balinese as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so you girls like got a lot of things to do. Oh my god, I can't
Bisa
imagine.
dibayangin
Do
kan?
you have
gimana
enough to sleep?
persiapannya?
Do you have enough time to sleep?
Well, not before a wedding.
Is it real? Like, I mean, can you even sleep? Like, for example, you have like 3 weddings in a row,
Yeah.
back to back.
No, if we do take 3 weddings, 2 weddings back to back for in a month, let's say, we have to sacrifice, compromise on our sleep.
Oh my god.
But then I think it's also fun, and I also think that's like, you know,
Yes,
that's
it's
what
used to,
gives you
right?
the
I see.
kick to work more, and because the entire day when it comes together and you feel like, wow, like this is what I was planning for, and it has turned out to be so beautiful.
I see.
When you see your bride walking down the aisle, when you just see that barat coming to the doors, it's just so beautiful that you just, I think everybody for that matter, the entire team forgets all the stress.
I see.
And I think everybody is then, of course, then there is a whole lot of dancing wherein the team is also enjoying, and there is a whole lot of music going on. So yeah, I think
That's all like
bits and pieces. Yes,
it's worth
yes,
it, yeah.
yes, it's worth, definitely.
I see. So I just noticed just now you mentioned about, so you have team to help you assisting the couple and all details even
Yeah.
in the preparation and on the day. So I'm curious, like on the day itself.
Yeah.
I mean, you are the PIC. You
Yeah.
are the girl at the middle, gitu ya.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you gonna do on the day? I mean, you have your team.
Yes, exactly. So we have our team. We have been planning the entire process from the scratch. On the day, we just take care of all the process. We have a team assigned for the bride, the groom, the families of the bride and the groom, the bridesmaids and the groomsmen, depending upon how many bridesmaids and groomsmen. And of course, we have team assigned for the floor team, like the production, like the sound and light, decoration, food and beverage, and we have a team also assigned which help the guest to be escorted from
Oh my God.
one end to another end. For the guest, when they arrive at the venue, sometimes they have like no idea. Okay, so where
That
do
would
we
be me.
Yeah.
The wedding.
yeah, like we have all those guests, right? Like,
Yeah.
where do we have to go? And nobody, and especially when
Benar-benar
it's
kan.
a resort or a hotel which is a massive property and nobody knows where exactly to reach. Then we have a team, to escort all the guests from one end to another. Of course, the hotels and the resorts also help us a lot. But yeah, we have assigned teams for different categories, I would say.
I see.
Yeah.
So that is such a perfect coordination and
Of course.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
So usually, what time you and your team have to be standby at the venue?
Sometimes it depends. Like this is a very, I would say, unique set of questions that you came up with, because I think sometimes we begin with 7 a.m. Sometimes we begin at 10 a.m. But sometimes we also stand by at 3 a.m. like the
Oh.
Indonesian
Yeah.
weddings.
Quite similar with
Yeah,
Indonesian
sometimes our
wedding.
loading is happening beginning at 4 a.m. onwards.
And I think
yeah.
aku rasa kalau wedding western nih buat Nona sendiri yang paling simple ya, kayak dari sekian wedding kalau compare to our local and Indian weddings,
Yeah.
right Nona?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
perspective must be really different, right?
Yeah, I'm curious
Yes.
too.
Also with the Indonesian weddings, that's usually a lot more makeup going on. So then the PIC and the bride assistant and maybe the assistant for the family and for the bridesmaids already have to start at 3. Sometimes for the Indian weddings as well. And for Western, usually with the makeup it's a bit more relaxed. So we can start at 8, but sometimes even just 11.
Oh yes.
Very good to know.
Yeah, it's usually also just one day, or maybe there's a pre-welcome dinner or like brunch after the wedding day. And for the preparation, I would say also a year in advance, because usually the Western couples, they want a villa. And the villa also has a minimum stay depending on the seasons, so you usually have to book minimum 3 nights. So if you want to secure your favorite venue, at least 1 year in advance, I would start planning. Also with the high season in Bali and the dry and rainy season, there are few months that are so popular. So first start with the venue, and then it's like Rashmi said, easier to go ahead with the decorations, because the decorator can also picture like how it's gonna look, what is needed, and then continue with the catering and so forth. And then on the wedding day it's most fun, like joining the Indian weddings for dancing and
for 3 days in a row.
But like you say, if you are with the team, then you're all in the same boat. Like you all have the same excitement and
Exhaustion.
But you share it with each other, and you keep each other energized and motivated. And also during the day, you already start getting compliments from the family, like, oh wow, the venue is so beautiful, the decorations are beyond what I could have imagined. And then you already get some nice kicks, energy, and you just want to keep going and tell them like, and the wedding still has to start, we still have a lot more nice things coming. So just enjoy.
Kalau kita bicara preparation sih emang agak panjang ya, jadi banyak banget hal-hal yang mesti kita pikirin. Jadi selama preparation time itu, and then
on the day.
Basically sama sih, kayak yang hal-hal penting apa aja yang perlu lu pikirin selama preparation itu, udah pastinya pemilihan venue, terus pemilihan vendor, terutama makanannya. Kalau makanannya salah, lu bakal diomongin seumur hidup lo kayak gitu. Jadi kayak itu PR banget kan, karena memang poinnya adalah kalau di wedding itu sendiri, wedding resepsi itu sendiri adalah gimana kita manage vendornya itu, alias pemilihan vendornya itu yang benar-benar kualitas kayak gitu.
I see. But you guys out there don't have to be worried, because I believe although these wedding experts are amazing and you have lots of experiences, of course you have a lot of connections here in Bali for sure. So to be sure they will not recommend vendors like with low quality. Like, don't worry about it. So also it's so interesting to know about how is the job description of being a wedding expert. And I'm curious, like, can you tell me one time, like, the most unforgettable wedding that you ever experienced? I'm so curious, because this job comes with lots of challenge. So can you tell me if you have one?
I think, a lot.
That's the most unforgettable one, right?
The most unforgettable was a very recent one that I did, and I think my colleagues would agree. I think I shouldn't be naming the couple because it might sound very partial. But yes, it was a very beautiful wedding. I always kept on saying that it was such a good vibe wedding, because the couple trusted so much. The couple put a lot of efforts into deciding their decor, into finalizing their food, into understanding the recommendations that I gave them. Also, once they were in Bali, we did all the food tasting and meeting up with the vendors. So they belonged to a country which was 18 hours flight, so they couldn't travel before like a prior visit to Bali for wedding requirements. So when they landed in Bali, let's say 4 days, 5 days before the wedding, we did all these cake tastings, and they loved it. They absolutely loved it. And at that time, I think I was also so satisfied with. We are recommending the right vendors. We are recommending the ones that we have worked with so far, and we think who will bring out the best for the wedding. And it's also very important for the couple to put trust in you. So I think the entire wedding was such it was a 3 days long wedding, but it was just so much fun. Like every day there was something or the other happening. Like the first day it was mehendi, sangeet, and then we were loading for day 2 in another venue. So the team was divided, and then day 2 the wedding was finished. The dinner reception was done. Then there was an after party going on, but we were loading for day 3, and day 3 was done, but we were still doing our dinner reception preparations, and it just went like very smoothly. And they are so special to me that I'm still in touch with them, of course. And now they want to attend my wedding. So yeah, we are that good friends.
Okay.
That's sweet. So the most unforgettable one is because what makes it unforgettable?
I think to simplify it in one word, I would say trust.
Trust. Like
You have
how
to-
they trust you so much
Yes,
with everything.
trust, and you also have to be very honest with the couple. I think that is the only key for a smooth wedding.
For a smooth wedding.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. And you know, I mean, you have the same experience as Rashmi, like the most unforgettable wedding that you ever handled.
Yes, the most unforgettable wedding for me was a couple from New Zealand. And when we were driving to the venue in the morning, it already seemed like it was about to rain. So I had team coming from different areas from Bali and already contacting me. So what are we gonna do? Do you want to have a rain stopper? Because on the day itself, to book a rain stopper is already a bit late. Oh yeah, the concept of a rain stopper.
I just want to ask about that. Yeah, okay, sure. Take your time. You can explain a bit.
So in Bali, we use them really often, also for the hotels and restaurant and during events, not only weddings, but also for clubs or music concerts. Is somebody that prays, and then you all know somebody who prays, and then through the prayer can move the clouds, so then there's no rain on the day.
I see.
And with us, we have, when we use the rain stoppers, we have good success rate. The more in advance you book, the better. So it was early on the day, and shall we confirm the rain stopper or not? But I was still in the car on the way to the couple, and I needed to ask them if they want to book the rain stopper or not. So then we arrived there, and then a couple say, well, no, I think we all keep positive vibes. We believe that it's not going to rain. And then I asked the team, Irma was with me.
Okay.
And because Irma is Balinese, she helped me with getting the
Offerings,
special offering.
yeah.
Like a
Special
big
offering.
offering. And then we went to the temple because
yeah.
all the venues in Bali, they have their own
temple.
house temple. And we prayed together, and every time it started raining, you were also there. I just call in the hate like, okay team, please pray that it stays dry. And then rain go away, rain come, go away, rain come, go away. And then later on in the evening, because the groom family side was from an island in the Pacific, and then they did this dance, like
a ritual.
ritual opening dance.
Okay.
And then really you were there.
I was there. I remember
So
that.
when they finished, they did like this, and then the ground shake. It was like small earthquake, and then the sky clear. No clouds at all. And our photographer, his brother is also a photographer, and he was shooting at a venue 1 mile away, and he said it was pouring. We had super clear
Wow.
sky.
Yeah.
So for me, that was
I've got goosebumps.
wow. And then I asked my team, "You also feel it? You also feel it?"
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
that was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, that's
I
also
am so
interesting.
happy to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
part
I think
of
it
that.
was a Maui
Yeah, I
dance or
think they were-
something.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Maui
Yeah.
like Maori,
race, yeah,
but
Maori, yeah.
a bit
Yeah,
different,
yeah,
but
yeah.
same.
I remember they all saw us at the wedding, like ended up like people were so happy. I remember even the groom was like, you know, like he was crying because he
Yeah.
was just so happy with the wedding. Good job, Nana. Yeah, I mean that's how the wedding expert can do it on the
Yeah.
wedding day. Like not only the wedding
Right.
planning and to make sure that everything runs smoothly and perfect on the big day. So we're very proud of you guys.
This actually this rain stopper concept is very interesting. But since it's very spiritual things,
Yeah.
and I believe not everyone is believe in this kind of things, how did you explain it to your
To the
clients
couple.
about this kind of things?
Yeah, so I always
And did you actually believe it yourself before?
I believe it because I've seen it at weddings.
Yes.
I remember one time we had a wedding, and the curfew, it was at a resort, so the curfew was at 10.
Yeah.
And the MC says, "Okay, thank you everybody," does the closing, and as soon as the MC is finished, it starts pouring. So I tell Irma like, "Wow, such a coincidence. The event is finished and now it started raining. We're so lucky." And then she started laughing and she's like, "You think it's coincidence? No, you see those men out there praying? Like they make it rain." And I was like, "Oh, like so
Wow.
on the spot?" And then for her it was normal. And then I saw it at more weddings that you see the clouds from afar and they just don't come closer.
Yeah.
And or it's raining and then we call the rain stopper and a few hours later it's dry and you feel also the temperature change and the wind. So I've seen it and I believe it, but I do understand, especially for Western couples, especially in Western culture, it's hard to believe in these things. So I just tell them my experience, and then if they don't believe, then that's fine. Then we find other solutions like a backup venue or to put up a tent or to avoid the rainy season. So we will never push an idea. Like we understand that couples from different areas have different beliefs, different customs. So yeah, of course, if they don't believe, we come up with a different solution.
So for you, for Indian market, how is it?
I think for me personally, I did not believe when I arrived in Bali. But I, like Nona said, I also saw and started believing it. However, it's because the Indian couple that we handle are not always from mainland India. We have like couples from maybe US, UK, some other countries. And because they are also half Westerners, I would say there is sometimes they believe in a rain stopper, sometimes they don't. So I think it's a very personal belief. Somebody might just believe somebody, because if I wouldn't have seen it, I wouldn't have also believed it. I wouldn't have believed in it. But yeah, just because I've seen so many weddings, I've seen a wedding wherein there was entire sunny just over the part where wedding was happening, but it was clouded just a mile away. Like just like Nora's wedding, there was this another wedding as well. And after I saw all of these experiences by myself, only then I started believing. So I think it's very difficult to make a couple understand, and to forcefully make them believe is also not the right thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think the most right thing to do is like offer them like some solutions.
True,
right?
like a tent.
Like
Yes,
a
of
tent,
course.
yeah.
We always have a
You can
tent
always
option.
hire a tent.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Waduh, gila ya, kayaknya rumit banget ya preparasi
Pusing
wedding
coy,
ya.
pusing
banget.
Masih mau nikah lo, masih mau nikah?
Kayaknya mikir-mikir lagi ya, Mbak ya. Aduh, nikah di rumah aja kali ya. Di rumah aja beres, udah deh, ribet banget, sumpah.
Jangan salah dong, maka dari itu harus hire kita,
Asik.
wedding
Gitu.
expert.
Nah, itu
Jadi,
gimana tuh?
ngebagi susah kalian gitu ke
Ngerti,
kita
ngerti,
semua.
ngerti.
Jadi bagaimana stres-stresnya kalian berdua gitu, kita limpahin aja ke kita.
Asik.
Biasanya sih aku sering ngomong kayak gitu nih. Jadi kan udah dari awal nih pemilihan segala macam dan venue lah, vendor segala macam itu udah pindahin aja komunikasinya itu ke kita.
Pindah.
Karena itu ya
Bener.
kenapa kita sering banget bilang lewat kita aja semuanya kayak gitu
Itu
nih.
salah
Satunya benar banget ya, jadi
Daripada
jangan
keliru.
coba-coba deh.
Benar. Nah, terus kan mendekati hari H tuh, misalkan seminggu sebelum hari H,
Bener.
pernah nggak sih ada klien kamu yang tiba-tiba jadi bridezilla, jadi stres kan tuh? Terus itu gimana ya dari kamu untuk kayak menangani klien kamu, nenangin dia, itu gimana caranya tuh?
Masing-masing kapal kan punya beda-beda karakter
Benar.
nih. Nah, kalau bridezilla sih
Kasar banget bu, gue ngedenger Brad.
Kan itu istilahnya bridezilla ya. Jadi seumur aku nih jadi wedding expert ya udah ya sekian kali pastinya ketemu bridezilla dan
Benar.
kita berusaha banget buat mengertikan kondisi mereka, itu yang pertama. Dan pastinya nih deket-deket hari H tuh kita kan lebih banyak melakukan pendekatan secara
Iya
namanya
sih,
kayak
emosional ya,
ya
kayak
emosional,
nyemangatin.
terus kayak pesan-pesan moral gitu. Jadi kita lebih banyak bercandaan juga nih deket-deket hari H. Aku sih biasanya gitu ya. Cuma depends sih kalau kamu ketemu orang apa
Ya,
tipikal
kan ada yang serius banget pembawaannya.
pembawaan. Kebetulan aku orangnya konyol sih. Jadi isi aja gitu sama aku dan ya that's great. Menurut aku
Iya
itu
sih.
sih salah satu
Cara
kita juga
untuk-
harus punya kemampuan diri gitu loh untuk controlling emosi mereka,
Iya.
controlling
Sebenarnya kalau misalnya kita udah dekat sama couple,
Iya,
mereka bisa lebih trust ke
bener
kita dan saling
Bener.
santai.
Udah kayak
gitu
temen
ya.
aja gitu maksud aku ya kan kalau udah dekat.
Kalau Rasmi gimana Rasmi?
How about you? How about your Indian couples? Do they have like
Like sometimes if they get stressed out
Yeah.
about the preparation and stuff, like what will you do to solve it?
I think not only my Indian but also my Western couples have been a little stressing over the entire wedding planning process, and I think it's very natural. When you're planning a 100 guest or 200 guest wedding, it's natural that you tend to become stressed, or you have a lot of things to do. Maybe the RSVPs, maybe the welcome bags, the souvenirs, or something with some smaller details. Like, no, Rashmi, I want that detail to be better than that one, or I don't like that preview, or maybe I want to change the preview. I think to just keep it comfortable, I would say just make sure that you are giving enough options to your couple.
Yeah.
Very important, so that they can choose. And then I would also say just help them with whatever you can. Let's say if they need RSVP, put up an entire team doing RSVP for them. If they need additional hours, let's say maybe 8 a.m. is not sufficient, just stand by at 4 a.m. and just be there when they are in Bali, because this entire process was happening from a destination wherein they haven't even been to Bali and still have put so much trust in you. I think giving more time and paying more attention was important.
I see. Okay, so that is clear. Like how you guys, wedding expert, would really help the clients to be on a stress free. I mean, ya untung
Intinya
banget
be
sih.
ready at any time aja sih. Kalau
Yes.
mereka udah perlu,
Yeah,
jadi kita
yes.
langsung ada gitu loh. Jadi
Yes.
jangan bikin mereka tambah panik.
Ya, atau kalau misalnya lu nggak bisa di kontak ya ngasih kayak
Ya, at least lu
kasih
kasih
tahu
tahu,
kan. I
bener.
mean like if they cannot contact you, it's better to always let them know like hi, like maybe you're not available at this day.
Yeah, always.
Always, ya. Jadi itu sih.
Okay, so now we're clear that planning a wedding could be tricky.
Yeah.
And Nona, for you, do you think is it important, or how important is it to have a wedding expert to help you for your wedding day?
I believe it's super important. Like it makes such a big difference. Even though that I experience now with planning weddings in Bali, for my own wedding, I also want to have a wedding planner. Because it's just nice to have somebody to remind you of things, somebody to show you more options, just to think along, to make sure you don't forget anything. And from the beginning, we are there to help with the venues, especially for the couples. Yeah, actually all of our couples, also the Indonesian couples, they haven't seen all the wedding venues in Bali, so especially for them we can help with going to the venue, taking pictures, taking videos, arranging the food tastings, cake tastings for a few days before the wedding. So yeah, especially if you're not in Bali, it's so much more relaxing to have somebody here also now, for example, during this time of Corona, we get so many questions about how is the situation, what's it like in Bali. And I feel that it's such an added value that we are all here in Bali, so we can see what it's like, the developments on the streets. We can see if places are opening up, if how the cases are going. So definitely, if you're planning to do a wedding in Bali, get a wedding planner.
Yeah, yes.
That's
It's
right.
good to know ya, maksudnya better gitu ya kalau
Iya,
karena kan
benar.
kalau even lu di Jakarta, misalnya kita di Jakarta walaupun sama-sama Indo,
Iya.
tetap kan nggak tahu dong kayak di
Benar.
Bali tuh vendornya ada apa aja.
Benar.
Milih venue aja bisa pusing coy. Ada villa, ada resort, mati nggak lu?
Iya, makanya.
Kalau ada wedding expert aman ya.
Terus lu buta juga soal tempat-tempat itu kan. Jadi lu butuh seseorang gitu kan.
Bener-bener.
Buat mungkin
Yang-
nanya-nanya.
iya dong.
Buat bantu lu ke sana, visit, taking picture, taking video.
Dan yang terpenting
Gitu sih.
adalah lu harus cari orang yang benar-benar lu percaya,
Bener sih.
Asik.
like trusted wedding expert.
Asik. Oke.
Sebenarnya untuk venue vendor itu kan banyak ya. Maksudnya udah pasti juga. Untuk wedding expert kan cocok-cocokan. Soalnya kita personality kita beda, takutnya personality kita clash atau gimana.
Bener-bener.
Gitu sih.
Oke. Oke, jadi tadi udah jelas banget ya, semuanya detail, pertanyaan-pertanyaan. Mungkin selama ini kalian tuh bingung ya kan kalau hiring wedding planning itu apa aja sih yang akan mereka lakuin, atau how important to have a planner, or to have a wedding expert to be in your side gitu kan. Maka tadi thank you girls because you have shared lots of information to us, and I believe that it's very useful for our viewers too out there. And for sure kalau kalian yang pengen punya wedding di Bali, boleh disegerakan kontak
Pastinya.
Varawedding ya kan,
Pastinya.
karena we are trusted, and also wedding expertnya banyak loh. We have Rashmi from India,
Iya.
we have Nona from Netherlands, and we have Irma here. So
Yeah.
benar-benar you guys will be in the right hand because they all know like how to assist all the clients coming from different country. I
Iya.
would say so. Okay, so
Yeah.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you guys.
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Thank you for
Hope
inviting.
to see you in the next episode ya. Semoga
Sure.
ketemu.
Jangan lupa sebut undang kita juga
Enggak.
ya di
For sure.
acara
VaraTV,
VaraTV
ya kan, di
ini.
episode ketiga, episode 4 kali aja nanti Pak produser yang ini.
Iya.
Oke, baik. Thank you.
Bye.
Oke guys, terima kasih udah mampir di channel VaraTV. Jadi untuk kalian yang masih pengen lihat episode kita selanjutnya, pastinya tetap bakal ngebagi informasi seputar wedding planning. Jangan lupa buat
Di like, comment, dan subscribe. Oke, sahabat-sahabat.
Anjir, aku sama lah.
Like, subscribe, comment.
Oke, see you guys.